2. Wonderful conversion of Mary Loans. We were requested to visit a woman, nearly gone with consumption, who resisted every effort that was made to bring her to Christ. We went, trusting in the Lord for help. She received us respectfully, but seemed quite careless about her soul. The Spirit of the Lord soon touched her heart, and she became distressed on account of her sins. At one time, while praying with her, she began to plead in real earnest for herself, and continued in prayer until she could say, "I am the Lord's, and He is mine." A sweet peace settled down on her soul, and soon after she received the clear witness that her sins were forgiven. Although she was very weak and could hardly speak above a whisper, yet when the Lord set the seal of His Spirit to the work wrought in her soul, her shouts of victory could be heard through the entire building. She soon began to yearn for entire sanctification, and her soul was greatly drawn out in prayer for the blessing. At one time we read to her the 4th chapter of 1 John, and encouraged her to look to be made perfect in love, to believe for it, and expect it every moment until it was given. "Oh," said she, "that is just what I need, and I am praying for it all the while." Although she did not know the name of the blessing she was seeking, okay, I said that funny. Although she did not know the name of the blessing she was seeking, she had many conflicts with the power of darkness before she obtained this victory. Ooh. At length the all-cleansing touch was given. It was about 5 o'clock on one Sabbath evening, a few weeks before her death. Her soul had been much drawn out in prayer all day for purity of heart. She said the Spirit fell on her and seemed to go through both soul and body. She had been confined to her bed and was so weak. We thought she would never again stand on her feet. But when she received the blessing, she not only had the use of her voice, but walked on the floor back and forth, shouting aloud, "Glory to God!" We were told that she had naturally a fiery disposition, but after this baptism she was all patience, resignation, love, and praise. Her sufferings were very great toward the last, but not a murmur or complaint was ever heard. Neither tongue nor pen can describe some of the scenes witnessed in that little room. From the time that she received the blessing of perfect love until her death, her sky was unclouded, her conversion, her conversation in heaven, and her experience, although a young convert, was that of a mature Christian. Her light on the things of God and the state of deceived professors of religion was wonderful. She seemed to have an unclouded view of her heavenly inheritance and longed to depart to be with Christ. On one occasion, when we were singing, "Filled with delight, my raptured soul would here no longer stay, though Jordan's waves roll around me roll, fearless I launch away," she raised her hand in triumph and repeated the word, "Fearless, fearless," while glory unspeakable beamed from her countenance. At times, when talking or singing of her heavenly home, she appeared more like an inhabitant of heaven than of earth. She was truly the most beautiful, angelic-looking being we ever saw. She died in triumph, was conscious to the last, and whispered, "I walk through the valley in peace," then pointed to each one that stood around her bed. She raised her hand as if to say, "Meet me in heaven," then folded her hands on her breast, looked up, smiled, and was gone. Glory to God and the Lamb forever. Another safely landed. Brands from the burning.